we greet you with love. Today, we wish to discuss refining your path in the new energy. You are moving into a time of expanded, higher frequency energy. It has been arriving for some time and will continue to intensify. This provides an opportunity for you to examine your path and make any adjustments that feel right as you move forward. When we pause and step back, it becomes easier to gain a little more perspective. When we feel as though we're being consumed by the challenges of life, we can sink beneath the waves and struggle to see a way out. So, it's important we each try to reframe how we look at our lives, as this will help us to bring through more wisdom and understanding. It's often the case that struggle and resistance can actually lead to more suffering. And whilst this isn't a suggestion to give up, if we can ride the waves of life more consciously, we can start to look beyond the constructs of suffering towards the bigger picture. We are very much in favor of humanity choosing your own path. We do not feel that we have a better perspective than you do on what should come next for humankind. We know that there are a lot of predictions out there about what needs to happen before you can shift your consciousness, but this shift has never been about external factors. Enlightenment means to be in knowledge of both sides of the coin. When you can see beyond the deceptions, the social engineering, and know who is behind it, you are a threat. The more you pull down the curtain, the more the morally and integrity challenged come after you. This includes unseen negative influences, the puppet masters of fallen souls that sold their souls for power, notoriety, and wealth. You have made rapid progress on your ascension path, and you have been of service on a spiritual level. Now, you have an opportunity to move even higher. The new energy can help lift you to even greater levels. This can be achieved by examining your path, your goals, and the ways in which you wish to be of service. You can begin by focusing on how you want to show up on your path and the traits and qualities you wish to embody. These form the basis of who you are and the energy field you will project. There are many qualities to consider. You may wish to begin with love. Love in this aspect is a vibration, not an emotion. To increase this quality, focus on your heart center to get this divine vibration. Feel the energy radiating out from your heart center to all parts of your being. It encompasses every part of you. This allows you to be a center of divine love. As you remember that your connection with Source is through your divine spark in your heart center, the feeling of divine love increases. 2025 looks set to be a year when we turn to face the bigger picture of life with more honesty and insight than ever before. Not just from a personal perspective, but also collectively and globally, perhaps even universally. As we take a big, deep breath of life, it's time to reconnect to truth as we open up our hearts and souls towards living a more connected, spiritual, compassionate, and creative life. Life isn't about chasing rainbows. It's about realizing that we each are the rainbow, as this is our natural state of being. Taking this even further, it's our collective essence that makes the rainbow, so we all have our parts to play. In essence, being the rainbow reflects living consciously and wholeheartedly in each and every moment. So many of us continue to live life conditionally and place multiple demands on ourselves, which can keep us focused on the ever-shifting horizon rather than on where we are now. It's important to realize that being happy is not conditional on a long to-do list. Happiness isn't about what we do, it's about how we live. Happiness is a force that doesn't surface once we try to eradicate all unhappiness. It's a state of being that needs nurturing and nourishing in its own right. We each need to choose to cultivate happiness in order to let go of the conditions we so often place on ourselves in order to try to find joy or be happy. It has never been about what the sun is doing or what the planets are doing in your solar system and beyond. It has always been an inside game, an inside job, and therefore each of you are allowed to choose what comes next on your individual paths and what you want to experience as a part of a human collective. The reason why you don't need to pay attention to predictions about an event or a solar flash is because there is not one future, and there is not just one Earth and one human collective. There are more than you can imagine, and you get to align with the one that feels best to you. You don't have to wait in anxious anticipation for what some higher dimensional being or collective says is going to happen. So you can decide when it's necessary to stock up on supplies or to build a shelter underneath the surface of the planet. You are the ones choosing the destiny of yourselves as individuals. And you are choosing consciously or unconsciously which version of the human collective you are going to join on its ascension journey. They are replete throughout politics, religion, even spiritual community. This is all being revealed as we speak. They are the morally and integrity challenged, wearing the facade of serving humanity and the earth, when in fact they are extremely self-serving. Some have even fooled themselves or have been fooled or possessed willingly or in ignorance by darker forces. This gives credence to ignorance is bliss, yet the ignorant are the preyed upon. I want you to reason this. Why do you need a go-between to connect with Great Spirit? Why do you need a go-between to connect with benevolent, spiritually and technologically advanced off-worlders? Some are ancient ancestors. The skies are full of their ships now. How many bad actors leave you in worship of themselves or another unseen deity? Is that empowering you as an individual or creating a dependency? How many bad actors create a threat and pose as your savior, reaping a reward? Not everything is as it seems. Look beyond the facade, what they do off camera or away from the pulpit. Discernment is critical on the path to enlightenment. Those empowering you as an individual are far and few between. Those empowering you to become your own savior are the ones to listen to. Those teaching personal responsibility, and that includes being responsible for our multidimensional selves. A feeling of compassion for all beings can be an outgrowth of this awareness. Compassion is a natural quality with divine love. You do not need to agree with someone else's choices to feel compassion. You can simply radiate love and feel compassion for what they are experiencing. You are secure in your own being. Forgiveness is another quality you may wish to embrace. Forgiveness frees your own energy and allows you to rise to a higher level. You can forgive yourself for any lower vibrational actions, and you can forgive others. Take the lesson from the situation, surround it with love, transmute it with the violet flame, and release it. See yourself and the situation filled with divine light. As you do this, you may feel lighter and freer as you naturally receive the new energy. As you focus on these and other qualities, you are refining your energy and your path. You are aware of any adjustments you would like to make. These all arise from the way you show up and carry out your mission. In the new energy, the way you show up is a central feature of carrying out your mission. You become the mission through your energy and the way you conduct yourself. Your energy is your signature and your message. It is with you wherever you are. You are simply being you and shining your light. It's time now to reshape and redefine the nature of happiness in our lives. It's time to let go of resistance and open up our hearts and souls towards living life with passion and energy, facing the challenges, but embracing the joy at the same time. Of course, for many, finding joy is hard when life feels so oppressive and overwhelming. But this is also a time to reach out to those in need, to offer love, light, and support, so no one feels truly alone. So, perhaps 2025 is more than just about knowing what we can do for ourselves. But it's also about knowing what we can do for others as well. After all, we are all interconnected, vibrant sparks of essence. The more consciously we live, the less we take for granted and the more interconnected we will become. In addition, when we live more intuitively and spiritually, we step beyond the conditions of linear time and open up to the joy of living in the present moment. We are all vibrant individuals, and it's our uniqueness that needs nurturing, as there is much to celebrate as it allows each of us to bring a kaleidoscope of gifts and talents to the masterpiece of life, helping us to see that our attributes aren't random, but essential pieces of the universal jigsaw puzzle. Therefore, we always advise you all to stop looking outside of yourselves, and we always remind you that everything is inside of you. Most importantly, your vibration is inside of you. It's the part of you that tells you what you are aligning with. Do you want to align with a world that is very third-dimensional in nature, where there is a battle going on between the forces of good and the forces of evil? You can, if that's what you want. Would you rather align with a version of Earth and a version of the human collective where everyone is coming together, uniting, forgiving one another, releasing hate, and moving towards a higher level of consciousness as one unified whole? You can have that experience if that's what you want, and to us that sounds a lot more like a shift in consciousness. People in the new age get way too caught up in who has what technology and what they're using it for. They get way too caught up in what's not being told to the public, and which pieces of technology are being held back from the average human. You must know by now that your inner technology is more powerful than anything that could be created by human or extraterrestrial hands. As awakened souls, you must know by now the power that you have within you to access your inner technology, to elevate your vibration, and to align with that version of Earth and humanity that you feel is most resonant with who and what you really are. This is all going to be exposed in the days to come. Those doing the exposing need to know what they are up against. Just as there are unseen dark forces, there are unseen light forces. It is imperative we call upon the light forces all the way up the vibrational continuum to Great Spirit in the planetary liberation and awakening or ascension process, which is well underway. Learn how to work with these light forces to clear out the dark forces. The dark forces can only exist in 4 and lower 4D because they have not ascended into unity consciousness or 5D and beyond, where the real power exists. We have the DNA of the gods. We have the ability to channel the ultimate power in the universe, which is love, into every situation. The tools and techniques and understandings to heal and clear these unseen negative influences are all available free at our website. The origin of religion and man. For those who are pronoun warriors, man refers to mankind. It therefore seems important that we don't start the new year with resolutions that cement and tether us to conditional living, and instead open up our hearts and choose to live freely, vibrantly, and wholeheartedly in each and every moment. Everything is shifting, and we each have a role to play in that. This isn't to say that everything will suddenly be fixed and perfect, because that's not the case. It's just a huge inner shift of awareness that brings the potential to unify in love and peace. We all have an awareness of the need to reshape and redefine ourselves and our lives. But there is no instruction manual or guidebook. So we need to find our way. When the storms get rough, it can be hard to think clearly or gain context, so it's really important to listen to our heart and soul to guide us. Even when the path ahead is dark and forebodings, it's our intuition that has the power to guide us. We just need to listen. Many of us have spent a long time trying to find equilibrium and balance in our minds, souls, and consciousness. Yet, many have now realized that the need to fix or heal can leave us stuck in a state of lack, as there's a risk that we place conditions on being happy, constantly chasing wholeness and completion. However, life isn't about feeling less than, it's about embracing every moment, every challenge, and every imperfection. None of us are perfect, and the less we focus on the quest for completion, the more we realize we are already complete.